What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we have something different. We are going to see what happens when we have 1 minute quarter lengths inside of 2K. How will these games change? How will these games go? Could we see a 4-0 game? What is the highest scoring game we could possibly get? When we look through, like I just showed you guys, it's going to be 1 minute quarters. So we're going to simulate through this whole season and we're going to see how the NBA changes. Are we going to see some surprising teams? One team I would look out for, which could be a surprising team towards the top, would be the Hawks. I think with Trae Young being so good and him shooting a lot, I think they could easily succeed. But I also think that we're going to see a very close NBA. I doubt that we're going to see teams really struggle. We may see teams thrive, but I would expect that we see a lot of teams within that 500 area. But let's simulate to the All-Star break and see how the NBA looks then. We're going to see who the leading scorer is, how many points they're scoring at the All-Star break, maybe get a playoff picture. So I'll see you then. So, looking here at the All-Star break, we see the Sixers at 29-25, and look at some of these games. Even in the All-Star game, 13-9, 23-10, 9-16, 13-7. Even over here, 6-9, neither team scored 10 points. Let's see what we're looking like here with the stats so far halfway through the season. And it looks like Luka Doncic is leading the NBA with 3.8 points, and Lauri Markkanen is in second. Trae Young, like I said earlier, in third place. Kyle Kuzma in fifth place. When we look at rebounds, Giannis here at 1.4, and Luka, Jokic, Harden, Halliburton, and Trae Young are the only players to average one or more assists, which is kind of crazy. 0.3 steals the highest, 0.3 blocks the highest, and Tyrese Maxey, Tyrese Halliburton, Fred VanVleet, De'Anthony Melton, all averaging 0.4 turnovers per game. And Nick Claxton and Jusuf Nurkic averaging half a foul a game, so no one's going to be able to foul out in these games, but it's interesting to look at. Now, let's see how the teams are doing here. Like I said before, I would kind of expect teams to be very close, but we could see something a little different. In the East, well, let's just look overall. We have the Suns at 35-20. Now let's look at the very bottom. The Detroit Pistons at 20-34, only 14.5 games away from the top seed in the East, and they're in dead last. Look at all these teams around that 500 area right here. We got a lot of teams here, basically from Oklahoma City at 500 down to maybe the Lakers, even the Timberwolves. They're only 5 games out of a playoff spot, so kind of crazy to look at. If we look at the overall playoff picture here too, no team has clinched yet, but there's still teams that are very close. Like these teams only 7.5 games back from the first seed, and they're in the 9th seed. So everyone very close right now, and they only need a few baskets to go their way to be able to get into the playoffs. Right now, when we're looking, we're going to see maybe someone win the MVP with only averaging 3 points per game. It'll be a little interesting. Let's see how the end of this season goes, and then we'll get into the playoffs where it's really going to get interesting. We'll see what it really looks like to have 1 minute quarters, see how the substitutions work. Maybe we'll have a lot of overtime games in the playoffs. We'll see what happens. So here with the awards, we get Luka averaging almost 4 points a game, and with some of these games that we've seen, teams only averaging 12 points. Luka's getting almost a third of the points on average. I don't know what the actual average is. We'll look at that. That'll be interesting to look at. Victor Wembanyama with 2.2 points. He's great. Benedict Mathurin, 6th man of the year. Interesting to look at. I don't know how the substitutions work, but Victor Wembanyama coming off also a defensive player of the year. Obi Toppin, most improved. Giannis, clutch player of the year. Adrian Griffin was the coach of the year, going 46-36. That might be good enough to win the East, and only 10 games over 500. That just shows. We also have executive of the year here with the Suns, 47-36. So that just shows you how close it is going to be within these standings. Now let's look at these standings here in the East. And the play-in tournament, 2 500 teams, and they're only 6 games away from the Bulls. And the Bulls, the number 1 seed. I am surprised, though, that we don't see the Hawks here. I thought they would have succeeded with Trae Young being that good this year, but apparently they didn't even make the play-in tournament on the East side. So let's go through here. We'll simulate through the play-in tournament, and we'll see who gets through here. We'll go through this first round here, and we'll start to pick up some things once we get into the conference finals here. We'll go game by game here. Through the first game, we have some 2-0 leads throughout the league here. 3-0 here, and the Trailblazers and the Jazz have gone through and swept the Warriors and the Pelicans. And on the east side, we have Cleveland sweeping Orlando, and Chicago going up against... Chicago loses their 2-1 lead to Philadelphia. And we're going to go through game by game here. Maybe we'll get a game 7 to jump into. In the East, Philly is up 3-1. Utah is up 3-0. And the Trailblazers have been eliminated. The Jazz, the 6th seed, get through with Lauri Markkanen. And a game 7 here. We're going to get into this game here. We're going to see how this first quarter goes. A 6-4 game. Let's jump in for the fourth quarter, see how close this is going to be. And it's going to be a 12-8 game. Are we going to see the Cavs come back? There's only... we're not going to play here. Let's watch them. We're going to see how these two teams compete against each other here with the Cavs and the Sixers. Let's fix the camera angle too. I don't know what's going on with the camera angle. It should be on 2K. There we go. So they call a timeout immediately. Game 7 here, 12-8. Tyrese Maxey in the playoffs is averaging 3.4 points. He has been fantastic for the Sixers. Can the Cavs come back here with only 50 seconds left in the fourth quarter? They pretty much have the whole entire quarter to work with, but obviously not a lot of time. And they call another timeout there. This is very interesting. I don't exactly know what's going on here. I wonder if this happens during the games a lot too because of the timeouts. Let's see if they call another one. Donovan Mitchell here looking for a shot. Coming off of a screen. Looking for the 3, but drives in. Stops, gives it back to Garland. They need to score quick here. And he misses the 3. Joel Embiid is going to get fouled here with 37 seconds left. The Sixers looking to close this one out here. If they get bigger than a 4-point lead, if they can drain both of these free throws here. No foul. They pass it all the way down to the corner. De'Anthony Melton doesn't take the 3. That could have been the dagger. But Darius Garland fouls Tyrese Maxey. He puts the first one in here. A 5-point game. Puts the second one in there. 30 seconds left here. Donovan Mitchell. The Cavs take a timeout. 28 seconds. If they don't make the 3 here, this one is pretty much over. They could still be in it, though, if they do drain a 3, but it's going to be tough. Pretty much with 1-minute quarters, you need to make every single shot. If you miss a shot, you could risk losing the whole entire game. Donovan Mitchell here driving in. Goes to Jarrett Allen. He makes a 2. That doesn't really help them that much. The Sixers here. De'Anthony Melton going to go to the line. Unless they don't foul, they do. Kind of a weird animation there from Jarrett Allen. If he drains both of these, pretty much over. He drains the first. The Cavs took all those timeouts. They don't get it there. 19.2 seconds. And it looks like the Sixers are going to go on to take the Jazz in the NBA Finals. We're going to skip through this. We don't need to see the rest of this. The Sixers go through and they win this game. Tyrese Maxey with 6 points. A massive game for him. The Cavs have been eliminated. And now it's going to be the Sixers versus the Jazz in the NBA Finals. And we're going to watch all of these games. If we get a close game, we'll go in. It looks like the Jazz come through and dominate in Game 1. Going into Game 2, we'll see how this one goes. We'll go slow. Sixers only scoring 3 points in the whole first half. It looks like they might be coming back here. A tie game with 38 seconds in Game 2. Let's see how this one ends. So Embiid here, 36 seconds, drives in, puts the shot up, and it's going to be 9-11 here. The Sixers take the lead with 34 seconds. A very quick shot. The Sixers coming back after barely even scoring in the first half. They've now taken a big lead here. The Jazz take a timeout. So the Jazz inbound it here. Jordan Clarkson, the top of the key. 30 seconds left here in game 2. Looks for the 3 from deep, and it goes in and out. The Sixers get the rebound. Tyrese Maxey gets it here. I'm guessing they're going to try to foul again. The Sixers trying to tie up the series here. Tyrese gets fouled. If he can make both of these, he could try to put game 2 away. Makes the first. And drains the second. The Jazz take a timeout down 4 here. They're still in it, but it's going to be tough. So the Jazz here looking to try to take a 2-0 lead. Markkanen for 3, a massive shot there. Lauri Markkanen has been one of the best players in this 1 minute quarter simulation. I thought that he lost it there. Jordan Clarkson didn't think that was a foul. D'Anthony Melton makes the first one, trying to make this a 3-point game. Remember, the Jazz have no timeouts here. He makes that one. A 3-point game with 20 seconds left. Are we going to go to game overtime in game 2? Or are the Sixers going to tie up this series? Jordan Clarkson drives in and puts it in. 14.2 left. Still a lot of time. It looks like the Jazz are content to play the foul game for now. Melton makes the first there. 13 seconds left. And he misses the second one. So, the Jazz here with less than 10 seconds. Are they going to try to go for the game winner? Clarkson for 3. And it's off. He tried to hit the game winner. And Tyrese Maxey can ice this game here and tie up the series. He drains the first one. And he makes the second. The Sixers are going to tie up this series. The Jazz tried to become heroes and make that. Almost made the 3 from deep. And the Sixers tie it up as we go back to Utah for game 3. So the start of game 3 here. Let's see how this one goes. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be a 10-9 game going into the 4th quarter. With a minute left, let's jump in and see how game 3 goes. So with 55 seconds here, down by 1, what will Talen Horton-Tucker do here? Passes it to Markkanen with Tobias Harris on him. A mismatch. Markkanen puts it up off the backboard and drains it. The Sixers take a timeout with 47 left, down by 1. Lauri Markkanen making a case for the Finals MVP. He has been clutch for them so far. They pass it into Tobias Harris. 45 seconds. Let's see how much time they try to take off here. Tyrese Maxey gets the screen, was wide open. He's going to drive in, looking for a shot. D'Anthony Melton contested 3, puts it up. That's a bad shot there. Lauri Markkanen looking to ice this game potentially for them. Spins inside on Oubre, looking for that, passes it back to Kessler. Jordan Clarkson, top of the key here. They could ice this one with a 3, and he's going to look for it, pulls up, and that might be the dagger. With 16 seconds left, the Sixers down by 4. They're going to need some balls to bounce their way here. They're going to need a quick 3, and then they're going to have to play the foul game. But still a chance here, but that could be the dagger. Embiid from the corner. Passes it back to Oubre. They're taking a lot of time off. Tobias wide open. Misses the 3, and the Jazz are going to take a 2-1 lead here as long as they make these next free throws. Misses the layup, and Utah takes a 2-1 lead, potentially looking for that 3-1 lead at home. Or do you think the Sixers will be able to tie this up in game 4? Let's find out. So the start of game 4 here. It's a high-scoring first half, 9-8. Sixers up by 2 with 55 seconds left in game 4. Let's hop into this one. Talen Horton-Tucker here with 54 seconds. They inbound it, down by 2. Looks for John Collins inside on B-ball. Paul misses it, gets his own rebound, and puts it back up. Very interesting that the Sixers have their subs in here with 45 seconds left. Let's see if they can go out here and try to tie up the series. Down 2-1 here on the road. Tie game with 45 seconds left. Joel Embiid here, passes it to Tobias Harris. Top of the key, all the guards getting the ball here. 40 seconds, looking for that pick and roll. D'Anthony Melton was wide open. He doesn't take the shot though. Drives inside, passes it back, and turns the ball over. And D'Anthony Melton might have just sold the Sixers championship, but Tyrese Maxey gets the ball back. They have enough time to take potentially the final shot if they run this clock out. trying to tie up this game. Tyrese Maxey, only 1 second difference between the shot clock and the game clock here. Finds Kelly Oubre here. 7, 5. Tobias Harris inside. The floater off the glass with 2.7 left. They take a 2-point lead. Utah, what do you do here? Up 2-1 in the series. Do you try to get the game winner, or do you try to tie it up and go to overtime? They're going to inbound it here. I'm guessing to Markkanen. They do. From deep, Lauri Markkanen, and it rolls off. The Sixers have tied this series 2-2 as they go back home for Game 5. So the Jazz have a blowout win here in Game 5. 9-3. The Sixers only scored 1 3-pointer and 1 shot the whole entire game here from Tyrese Maxey. No one else could make a shot. And their back is going to be up against the wall here in Game 6. Can they come out victorious and tie this series up? Up by 2 with 47 seconds left. Let's see if they can tie it up and go home for Game 7. The Jazz inbounded. John Collins inside. Passes it back to Jordan Clarkson here. Trying to drive inside. Gets a spot, and he misses the layup. 40 seconds left here. The Sixers could be looking for the dagger. Trying to tie this series up and go back home for Game 7. De'Anthony Melton here with 30 seconds. He's trying to find a shot here. Embiid open in the paint with John Collins. De'Anthony Melton taking this whole shot clock down, looking for a shot. Pulls up with 1 second and puts the floater in. A 4-point game with 17 seconds left. De'Anthony Melton has been off this whole series. Finally comes back and gets a big shot for the Sixers, looking for Game 7 here. And with 17 seconds left, done with the ball here. They need a big shot. A wide open 2-pointer there. A very interesting layup package. They're going to have to inbound it here with 11 seconds left. De'Anthony Melton gets the ball. He gets fouled. There's still a good amount of time left, even if he makes both of these for Utah. He makes it a 4-point game. 10.6 left. They still have another timeout. They don't necessarily need a 3, but it would massively help them here. Like I said, you don't need a 3, but it would definitely help. Markkanen pulls it from the corner, misses it. Embiid with the rebound. 6.3 seconds left, and Tyrese Maxey can put this game on ice and bring the Sixers back home for Game 7 here. A 6-point lead would ice this game, and it does. We will see you in the Wells Fargo Center for Game 7. So, with everything that has gone on, we are in Game 7 of the finals. All of these games besides 2 we have been able to jump into, and it has been exciting. We're going to watch this whole game here. We're going to see how the substitutions are going to work, because I'm very interested to see why there's bench players on the court in these games when hypothetically your star players only need to play 4 minutes. Let's hop into this one. We're going to watch it from the start. We'll see if this one goes to overtime. All of these games have been exciting in the finals. Hopefully we get another good one here. So a massive Game 7 here. You could not script this one better. Let's see how this game goes. The Sixers looking to have a big first half. They've had to come back in pretty much every facet of this series, but have forced the Game 7. Lauri Markkanen has been great for the Jazz. Tyrese Maxey has been great for the Sixers. De'Anthony Melton pulls a deep 2 and puts them up 2-0 in this first quarter with 40 seconds left. Let's see what the Jazz do here. It's interesting to see. They're taking their good time. They're looking for a good shot here, especially in the first half, but this first half is very big too, because if you go up and you make 2 threes in the first half, even the first quarter, then you have a pretty good shot to win this game. John Collins, pretty much identical shot to De'Anthony Melton on the opposite side of the court. 21.3 seconds left. Let's see if the Sixers hold it for the last shot. Tyrese Maxey here looking for some wiggle room here. Maybe going to get that screen from Embiid. He does. He moves off. 8 seconds left. Passes it to Embiid inside. Gets swatted by Lauri Markkanen. Or that was Kessler, actually. Dunn pulls up from deep. That one's going to go off. A 2-2 game to end this first quarter. So, tie game here starting the second quarter. Let's see if they try to play a little more aggressive on either side. Both teams pretty content with only scoring 2 points in that first quarter. John Collins wide open 3. Maxey got back late and it rolls off. That's a massive miss there. That would have been huge for them. Tyrese Maxey has the ball here. Could look for a 2-for-1 opportunity. Embiid pulls up from the mid-range. That one's just almost automatic. 31.5 left. They could still get the ball back. The Jazz need to try to tie this game up. It's going to be very tough if they go down by 2 possessions going into halftime. And he does. So a pretty similar instance to the first half. The Sixers could hold this for the final shot here and go up at halftime. 4-4 game, averaging 2 points per quarter now in the finals. This one has been close. Embiid very content on trying to drain this clock out. Looking for a shot. Let's see what he does. He doesn't have much time. Pulls up and puts that one in with 0.4 left. They're going to take the lead going into halftime. The Sixers have come back and they are looking for a championship here. But can Lauri Markkanen and company come back and have a big second half? So the Jazz get the ball here to start the second half. A minute left here in the third quarter. Only 2 minutes of game time left. And Markkanen gets the tying basket there to make it 6-6. A big play there. Pick and roll with John Collins. Going to be hard for the Sixers to stop that one. Tyrese Maxey with the ball here. He's been great all postseason for them. Finds Embiid. That mid-range just automatic. Embiid has shown that he is one of the best players in the NBA this game. He has 6 points now, as many points as the Jazz. John Collins looking for that shot. They're playing a lot higher pace here in the second half, and he misses it. That could prove to be deadly. Tobias Harris gets the dunk on Markkanen. And just like that, it is a 4-point game. And the Jazz are going to have to scramble here to come back. Misses like that and being able to let the Sixers score on the opposite end that easily are going to be tough to come back from. Pulling up off the screen, Clarkson for 3. A massive shot to make it a 1-point game. And we're going to go into the fourth quarter of the finals. The Sixers up by 1. Who is going to take the championship? So the Sixers get the ball here to start the fourth quarter, trying to go up potentially by 2 possessions or at least make it a 3-point game here. Embiid the pump fake back out to Maxey here. 45 seconds left in Game 7 of the finals. De'Anthony Melton with the screen off of Embiid, pulls up from deep, and that 3 is off. 40 seconds left for the Jazz. Jordan Clarkson tries to drive in on Melton. He's locking him up. He's got 2 guys on him, still looking to try to get past De'Anthony Melton. He's fighting his way in and puts it up over Melton. They have come back. A 1-point lead here with 25 seconds left. The Sixers could look for that final shot. Only 1 second separates the game clock from the play clock here. Kelly Oubre passes it to Joel Embiid. Let's see what they try to do here. Embiid trying to make some room at the top. Passes it over to Maxey. 14 seconds left. De'Anthony Melton to Kelly Oubre. Finds the screen from Embiid. Kelly Oubre from deep. That one's off. And the Sixers foul with 2.4 left. They took a long time to foul there. I don't know if they're going to be able to have enough time to get this ball. They're going to have to foul very quickly here. They do with 1.8. And they're going to go to the line here. It's going to be a very close one. Trying to make it a 3-point game, trying to force the Sixers to make a 3 to tie it up. And he misses the second one. The Sixers take a timeout with 1.4. So a chance to either tie this one up or make the game winner to win the NBA championship in Game 7. This has been fantastic so far. So what do the Sixers do? Do they go for the win or do they go for the tie? De'Anthony Melton all the way from downtown and it rolls out. The Sixers had the championship in their hands and it rolled out. De'Anthony Melton pulled up from half court. Why do you not go for a better shot? And the Jazz are NBA champions. Tyrese Maxey forgot what team he was on. Wow. In one of the greatest series that we have ever seen, Tyrese Maxey has become an NBA champion for the Jazz. His new teammates, he forgot about the Sixers, and the Jazz have become the NBA champions. Let's see who the Finals MVP is. And it looks like Joel Embiid is the Finals MVP, even though the Sixers did not win. I don't know what's going on with this. Let's see who actually deserved to be the MVP. It looks like Jordan Clarkson here. We could give it to Jordan Clarkson or Lauri Markkanen. I think we're going to give it to Jordan Clarkson here. 2.6 points per game. He was fantastic. And the Jazz have become NBA champions in one of the best series that I've ever watched. Let me know down below if you guys have any other ideas. And I hope you enjoyed this one. Make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. And I'll see you in the next one.